Rain is on the way and I've got two things I want to get done in the wood yard before it gets here. So the two things I wanted to get done, I wanted to move some rounds in here by the Easton May 37D, which you can see has been accomplished. Nice little pile there to split up. And the other big thing I wanted to do is I wanted to move the yappa. Now there's one thing that I am not a huge fan of. Backing up trailers and moving around large pieces of equipment. Even like when it comes to just towing it around the yard here a few feet or moving things around, I'm just not a big fan of it. So I'm always nervous when I'm moving stuff around, making sure everything is hooked up right, everything is broken down and in a position to be moved, and then that something crazy doesn't happen, like the hitch pops off or whatever. But anyway, I wanted to move the yappa over to a kind of in the same location as far as where the wood coming off it was going to go, but I wanted to move it to be able to allow me to do a couple things. And right down there, that is the store I'm moving in. It's going to be here any minute, so I finished just in time. But so the one thing I want to be able to do with the yappa is I wanted to move it so I can continue splitting onto this pile right here and fill in this little bin. But I also wanted to be able to load up totes with chunks for the mini firewood. So I think I have it positioned now to where if I have it slewed all the way over to one side, it can run onto and continue building that pile. And then if I slew it all the way over to the other extreme, the far other side, it pretty much comes straight out here facing the camera. And yes, I have a woodchuck in the woodyard. How much wood can a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood, well, it's trying to find out because it's made a home right here next to my wood pile. It also has another hole right down here. Another burrow goes down underneath there. So yes, there is a woodchuck in the woodyard by the wood pile. I had one up underneath the tiki bar, and I caught him and relocated him. But this one, since it's not going to damage any electrical or anything to do with the pool, I figured we'll leave this one here. Plus, I also think this is a mother and she has young. Anyhow, back to the topic at hand. So if I can come in here with the tote, I can slew the conveyor over, lower it down, run chunks into the tote, and then when needed, move the conveyor back, and it can fill up and continue adding to this pile. And if you look here, so this is where the conveyor, where it would drop straight down, is almost in the center of this pile. And the Yappa does have a speed control for the conveyor. So I am able to either slow it down or speed it up, and then speeding it up does launch the wood a little further. The other thing I can do is I can also lower it down so that the wood is landing further out. And then as this pile builds, I can raise the conveyor up and continue filling it in. So there it is. There are the two tasks that, ooh, I don't know if you can hear the thunder, but the thunder is rolling. So there is the, I think it's sitting fairly level. If I turn the camera, yes, this is level. No, it's the one thing I did notice, and it has been pointed out by people in the comments. Wayne, I believe, told me that if the with the Yappa not fully level, I think before I had it leaning slightly back, and that would cause pieces coming off the wedge to actually fall back into the split chamber. But I think I have it leveled out fairly good. If not, it's maybe leaning a little bit so that the pieces would come and fall off the wedge onto the conveyor. So there is the new home of the Yappa for a while. It shouldn't be too much in the way. When Rick comes in to dump off logs, he usually drives in, goes right over there where the mower is, and then backs in and drops them right there. So it should be out of the way enough for that to still happen, and should be positioned fairly well to be able to allow me to continue to split and add to the pile and run chunks into the tote. Oh, and the other thing is to bring wood over here from, like if I have bigger chunks running in the trailer, I want to back the trailer in here and then hand load the pieces onto the conveyor to add to this pile. Because I do separate out, this pile is mostly all for my personal burning use. So I do separate out bigger pieces, and then I bring them over and just keep everything clean. I run them up this conveyor onto the pile. There's just something about when the wood all comes off of a pile, off of a conveyor onto a pile, I think it just like ends up laying and landing and forming a better pile than if I were to just come in with a loader bucket and dump the pieces on. Which I might do for like the bottom, but as I want to continue building this pile and adding to it, I will bring either the trailer or the bucket or the totes over and hand load them onto the conveyor right here. I might take this bumper completely off just to avoid damaging that. We shall see. The wind is starting to blow. I just felt a couple of raindrops, so I believe the storm is here. So I think that's going to do it. I'm going to get in the house and take cover because there is severe thunderstorm warnings or watches. I think warning. Yeah, it's we're supposed to get hit kind of hard, and I can hear it rumbling, and it's really dark off to the east. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.